basically he gives this information for the general public through Arjuna. Like that same way, the instruction given here to Prathamaraj, it is basically for all the living entities, especially human beings in this material world actually. So these instructions are filled with a lot of philosophy. You can say it is a condensed form of Bhagavad Gita also. A lot of instruction, what is given in the Bhagavad Gita, you can see here also. So let us go ahead with today's class and we'll start with the Mangalacharana prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Janan Janashalakaya Chakshunitam Yena Tasmai Chindrave Namaha He Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kdamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadutam Harijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Shram He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabano Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataruvescha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Before that, he'll glorify the Shrimad Bhagavatam. Sarva Shastra Dipi Yusha, Sarva Vedeka Satpala, Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya, Sarva Lokaika Dritpada, Sarva Bhagavata Prana, Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu, Kalidanto Ditaditya, Shri Krishna Parivartita, Paramananda Pataya, Premavarshi Akshara Ite, Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostame Madhekabandhu Matsingin Madguru Manmanadana Mannistaraka Madbhagya Madananda Namostute Sadhu Sadhutadain Ati Nicho Chatakaram Anamancha Kadanchinmam Prema Rutkantayospuram Vedanta Sarame Srimad Bhagavatam Ishate Tadatam Prataptasya Nanyasadhriti Kvachit Nimnaganamita Ganga Devanamachito Yata Vaishnavanamita Shambhu Purananam Idam Tata Srimad Bhagavatam Puranamamalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramam Sayekam Amalagyanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Nishkarmyam Avishkritam Tashinvatam Vicharana Paro Bhaktyayimuche Naraha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachanam, pangam langeti girim, prapatamah vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam, Ramananda Madham, Shri Chaitanya Shivam, Mosai, Shrimati Jayapataka Swami Tinamni, Namacharya Padani, Takapadani, Gauraga Pradami, Nagraga, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody. So it's Prithu Maharaj is a partial parcel of expansion of Lord Vishnu. And due to mischievous activities of King Vena, he is the son of Vena, and religious principles were almost lost. So in that opportune moment, you descended as incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu comes, Paritranaya Sadhana, Dharma Samstapana, Sambhavani Gaya. Really to protect the Dharma, Lord Vishnu comes. Indeed, the protection of religion principle, Prithu Maharaj appeared in the body of King Vena. This is about the Prithu Maharaj. At the same time, after Prithu Maharaj came, then he's such an ideal king and he's being incarnation of the Lord Vishnu. And he has did fire sacrifice, that's Ashwamedha Yajna. So he did 99 yajnas. So that time, what happened? India felt in this position has become weak. So what he did, he stole the one horse. It was released. Again, he stole one more time. So like that. So Indra started troubling so much. But how he stole it, that also something in a very, very bad actually. Because he has taken the form of a sannyasi, and what he did is totally irreligious things. That you cannot think about it being a Indra, king of heaven, who's supposed to be most religious person. He's doing religious things. So then doing this, realizing this one, Brahmaji entered, and basically he wanted to stop the competition between Indra and Prithvi Maharaj. And he told Prithvi Maharaj, this is such a great devotee. If you don't do all the yajna, also you get all the benefit. What you do? You just to stop the yajna, so that Indra will not do further sinful activities on the strength of this one. So after that, Prithvi Maharaj agreed this one, and he done lot of concluded the yajna, the 99th yajna. After that, he gave a lot of donation to Brahmanas and Devatas, and they're all pleased with the this gesture of the Prithvi Maharaj. So meanwhile, Lord Vishnu also appeared in the sacrificial arena. That means not only he came alone, he came with the Indradeva. So this is a small background. Then what Vishnu talks, now we can see this sloka number 12 and 13. So meanwhile, as I said, these instructions are not only for Prithvi Maharaj, this is a whole humanity, this instruction is given. And one should follow this instruction and implement in their life. Surely they get the love of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So uh, I'd like to read that one. Then other two Matajis, they can repeat it. Anybody can repeat it. Vinyasya lingasya guna pravaho dravya kriya karaka chetanatmanaha drashta sampassu vipassu surayo na vikriyante mai buddha surudaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Shobha
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Mataji Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. भिन्नस्य लिङ्गस्य गुणाप्रभावो द्रव्य क्रिया कारका चेतनात्मनः दृष्टासु सम्पस्तु विपस्तु सूरयो न विक्रियन्ते मयि बद्ध सौहृदः. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Chandrika Mataji, read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Danda Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Lord Vishnu told King Prithu, my dear king, the constant change of this material world is due to the interaction of the three modes of material nature, the five elements, the senses, the demigods who control the senses, as well as the mind, which is agitated by the spirit soul. All these taken together comprise the body. Since the spirit soul is completely different from this combination of gross and subtle material elements, my devotee, who is connected with me in intense friendship and affection, being completely in knowledge, is never agitated by material happiness and distress. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Mataji. So basically, this purpose talks about, Lord Vishnu talks about the constant change of material world is due to the interaction of these three. Here, the constant change of material world is due to the interaction of the three modes of the material nature. So you know very well, everybody knows the three modes, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, how these three gunas are controlling our human beings. Each and every action, each and everything, activities you do, it's all controlled by three gunas. Like, in the 14.5, in the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Sattam Rajasa Tamo iti guna prakriti sambhavaha Nibandhanti Mahabhavo Dehe Deinam Avayam. That is, material nature consists of three modes. Three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So when the eternal living entity, 1 minute.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yeah, yeah. I think Prabhu was changing the room, and because of that, maybe there is a network flaw. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks.
He'll join
Thank you,
again. No problem. He'll join again.
Thanks.
Mataji, should we read the purport meanwhile?
Better. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji.
Barnali Mataji can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you, Mataji, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The question may be raised that if the living entity has to act as the superintendent of the activities of the bodily combination, then how can he be different to the activities of the indifferent to the activities of the body? The answer is given here. These activities are completely different from the activities of the spirit soul of the living entity. A crude example can be given in this connection. A businessman riding in a motor car sits in the car, supervises its running, and advises the driver. He knows how much gasoline is used up, and he knows everything about the car, but still he is apart from the car and is more concerned with his business. Even while riding in the car, he thinks of his business and his office. He has no connection with the car, although he is sitting there. As the businessman is always absorbed in the thoughts of his business, so the living entity can be absorbed in thoughts of rendering loving service to the Lord. Then it will be possible to remain separate from the activities of the material body. This position of neutrality can be possible only for a devotee. The word Baddha Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Thanks, Madhu. Sorry for the inconvenience. My internet got disconnected actually. So it is. I was telling these three modes are in like cycle, and they are coming and going. It's binding us in the repeated cycle of the birth and death. After that, then at the same time, Lord explains very nicely in 14th chapter how these three modes of intelligence are binding the human beings in that repeated cycle of birth and death. At the same time, the Bhagavad Gita also gives the solutions. It not only talks about the problem, it gives a solution. Solution is 40.26. Mamcho abhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sugunan sumatetani brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That means one engages in the devotion service without deviation, rises above the modes of nature and retain the spiritual platform, that is a Brahma Bhuta. So here the Mata just said nice analogy, Srila Prabhupada has given, how the living entity is separated from the other material natures. That means even though soul is there inside our spiritual, our body, same time, soul is always, it is a Satchidananda Vigraha. Satchit and Ananda. It's always in the mode of material goodness. So at the same time, all other, it's being engaged in this body. What happens, it is assuming that it is suffering. Actually, soul never suffers. And for example, you're giving, normally we give, when you see the dreams, the dream, when you see the nightmare, what happens, you get so much sweating, tiger is running behind you, sweating so much. Basically, it happens because actually nothing, no tiger is there, nothing is there. It's just a dream. But still, body reacts. The same way, the soul remain aloof from all the bodily consciousness of the life. At the same time, the devotees were all engaged in the very nicely devotion service, even though they are in the material body, material platform, but still, the material activities will not affect them. They do the activities, all the related body as a mechanically, but same time, their mind is always fixed in the mind is all fixed in the Supreme Person Godhead. So like that, once Srila Prabhupada and past times happened, in that, Srila Prabhupada was traveling in a flight. When he's traveling in the flight, normally they put the movies. So they put the Charlie Chaplin movie, and all the devotees are, all his disciples, they're all worried, the movie they put it, then they all opened their Bhagavatam book and reading. And Srila Prabhupada is nicely enjoying the Charlie Chaplin movie. And they got surprised. We're all reading Bhagavatam book and Srila Prabhupada nicely watching movie. What is this? And he's laughing also. And brothers are then after the devotees are looking at Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, see, this is the talent of humor. It is coming from Lord Krishna. So these guys, we got so much talent, but basically it's coming from Lord Krishna. Basically, what Srila Prabhupada doing is appreciating the talent of the Lord Krishna has given to this person, Charlie Chaplin. So this is exactly you can understand. And also it's a word, it's called a Buddha Suruda. Buddha Suruda means bound in the friendship. That is a Suruda. It is a word normally used by Lord only because he is a well-wisher, benefactor. He is a well-wisher, Surudanam Sarvabhutanam Jnatva Shantim Prachati. He is a well-wisher of everybody. That's why the karmis, they normally this Suruda, that Bhatta Suruda, it applies only for the devotees, not for anybody else. Like karmis is there, since the purport says they engage in the all karmic activities, and jnanis, they try to do philosophical speculation, and and they cannot go to the stage of liberation unless and until they come to the means they cannot enter the God of love of Godhead unless and until they come to the devotional level. And yogis also, they do a lot of gymnastic and all the asanas, everything. But at the same time, that they do a lot of pranayama, and they get sort of siddhis. Then ultimately it will not help us to go to the attain the love of the Godhead. And ultimately devotees are always in transcendental, because they have intimate relationship with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, to remain always aloof from the reactions of the body, engage in one's occupation, one has to engage in the devotional service. So this is very nicely mentioned. At the same time, here it's one more sloka part says that drashtvasa sampastu vipastu surya. Here being the completely in the knowledge, the never agitated by the material happiness and distress. That sampastu means happiness and vipastu means distress. That means one should not involve in the material happiness and distress. This is what Lord Vishnu instructed Prathama Raj. Here you can say that Bhagavad Gita, Krishna started with only that sloka. Matra Sashas Kamteya, Sitoshna Dukadukada, Agamna Apana Nityam, Tam Tatisva Bharata. That means the proper discharge of the duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress. So this is one of the biggest challenge everybody is facing. And devotees is also not exception for this. They are also facing this one. That means it is quite natural. When you get the happiness, you really enjoy and you do all these things. The celebration. At the same time, distress means you really go down. So this is what Prabhupada in that purported rites, like in cold season, in olden days, like in Magha month, that is January, February month, people take the cold water bath. Same time, the hot season, all the mata, they cook nicely in the kitchen, but they tolerate it. Like that, this summer and winter, and dukkha and sukha, these are part of life, and you should tolerate. Same time, the Krishna instructed Arjuna to, you want all the Kshatriya, you have to fight. You have to do your prescribed the duties. You have to follow the rules and regulations of the religious principle in order to rise the platform of the knowledge. And he says that because of knowledge and devotion, the only these two can, you can remove us from the cultures of the Maya. And Bhagavatam also says, very nice sloka in that it is in 4th canto, 31 chapter actually. In that Brahmaji, not Brahmaji, it is Prachetas. Prachetas instructed by the Narada Muni. So in that, the one sloka comes, Dayaya Sarva Bhuteshu Santushtaya Yena Kena Kich Sarvendriya Upashanta Chatushyati Asu Janardana. That means to please the Lord. Now what you have to do, he says, Dayaya Sarva Bhuteshu. That means you have to show the compassion for all the living entities. That means all the animals should show compassion on the bodily platform. At the same time, human beings, not only bodily platform, it should uplift them spiritually. That means it should spread the Krishna consciousness, each and every living entities, so that they can get rid of this material body permanently. So that is called important daya. Daya means it's you have to uplift them from the Krishna consciousness. And Santushtaya Yena Kena Chit. That means one has to be happy to any conditions, any moment. So this is very important actually. One should be happy with the present condition. You should not demand, I'll do the shifting down chanting, provided so and so happen in my life, provided I get better job, provided my everything goes smooth, all this. No condition. That means you have to be, but to the bhakti, you can do in any condition, any situation, any place, any time actually. So like that, then Sarvendriya Upashanta. That means all our indriyas, it should be under your control. So in that case, then what happens, one can quickly satisfy the Supreme Person of Godhead, Janardana. That means to satisfy the Supreme Lord Janardana, you need only three things. One is daya sarvabhuteshu santushtaya ena kenachit. Then sarvendriya upashanta. That means you should be happy in any condition. One should be show daya to all the living entities, and also sarvendriya upashanta. That means you should control his all senses. So in his understanding, what's important is one should know what is his good luck and bad luck. That means what is the good luck? What is his good luck? It is Ipado, one nice sloka comes. Ipado Neva Ipada, Sampado Neva Sampada, Ipada Vishnur Vismaran, Sampada Narayana Smriti. That means there is no misfortune. As you say, there is no misfortune. At the same time, there is no fortune also. That Ipada means misfortune, Sampada means fortune. They are not only real misfortune, fortune or not real misfortune. What is real misfortune is? Real misfortune is Ipada Vishnu Vismaran. That means when you forget the Vishnu, that is the real Vipada in your life. Then what is the fortune? You Narayana, Sampada Narayana Smriti. If you remember the Narayana, that is Sampada in your life. That is biggest or fortunate. That means any situation, any difficulty comes, that means one should remember the Lord at any moment. That is the biggest fortunate. That means you are a very fortunate person if you remember the Lord in that moment. So this is sloka number 12. Can you go to the sloka number 13? I just read it, then somebody can repeat. Sama sammotama madhyama sukesha dukkesha jitendriyasha mayopakallupta akila loka samyuta vidaswa vikrakila loka rakshanam. Can anybody repeat and read the translation?
Hare Krishna, Karpagali Mataji, you can read the sloka.
Ji, am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Samanottamam madhyam adamaha suke ka dukke cha jitendriya saha mayo palka akila loka samyuto vidasatra viralika loka rakshanam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. My dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equipoised and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you in the intermediate stage or lower than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress or happiness. Fully control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as king in whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement, for your only duty here is to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Can anybody read the first pair of that purport?
You want us to read the purport, Prabhuji?
The only first pair.
Okay, Barnali Mataji, start reading the purport, first paragraph. And Meenakshi Mataji, you can read the next paragraph.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranams. Purport. Here is an example of receiving direct instruction from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. One has to execute the order of Lord Vishnu, whether receiving it directly from him or from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master. Arjuna fought the battle of Kurukshetra under the direct order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Similarly, here Prithu Maharaj is also being given orders by Lord Vishnu regarding the execution of his duty. We have to stick to the principles stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Atmika Buddhi, sorry, Prabhuji. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, every man's duty is to receive orders from Lord Krishna and from his bona fide representative and take these orders as his life and soul without personal considerations. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur states that one should not care very much whether he is going to be liberated or not, but he should simply execute the direct order received from the spiritual master. If one sticks to the principle of abiding by the order of the spiritual master, he will always remain in a liberated position. A common man must execute the rules and regulations of Varnashrama Dharma by working in his prescribed duty according to the caste system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. the spiritual order system, brahmacharya, grihastha, banaprastha, and sannyasa. If one simply executes regularly and strictly the injunctions given for the different divisions of life, then one satisfied Lord Vishnu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thanks. So here future Papa writes and purport the example of receiving the direct instruction of Supreme Lord and Vishnu. One has to execute the order of Lord Vishnu, whether receiving directly from him or the bona fide representative, our spiritual master. So this is an important point actually. So basically, our spiritual master instructions are not different from the instruction of the Lord Vishnu. That means spiritual master, we're all coming from the Guru Parampara system. What is the Brahmaji got? Brahmaji got from the Lord Vishnu. Tene Brahmaradhyadikavi. You got the direct instruction from the Lord Vishnu. Brahmaji to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa. Like that, it's flowing down and down. We're in the link to the Parampara system. So here, what a spiritual master says, that means it's nothing but the instruction given by the Supreme Lord. But you should understand the Supreme Lord instruction given to the other devotees, that means you're very, very fortunate. At the same time, you are also getting instruction from the Guru Maharaj. You are also not less fortunate. You are also as fortunate as other devotees also. So here, the normally spiritual mode talks about how to go back to the Godhead and impart the holy name and following regulative principles. And always he says, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. This all instruction given by the spiritual master, because spiritual master is very much concerned about all the former conditions also. So that's why one has to be that's the Shrimad Thakur commented here. That means one should not carry much about whether he is going to liberated or not, but he should simply execute the order received from the spiritual master. That means everybody should receive the orders from the spiritual master and it should be executed properly. So this is exactly called in ISKCON, that simple living and high thinking. What is a simple living? Simple living means you are just following the orders of the spiritual master actually. That is a simple living. That means you just order spiritual. What is the order given to spiritual master? That if you implement it, right, that is called simple living. No other simple living is not in staying in like a hut and all these things. Not like that is simple living. Simple living means following the instructions of our spiritual master. So here it says the common man should execute his rules and regulations of the Varnashram Dharma by working his prescribed duty according to the caste system. That means you got Varnashram system. That means the spiritual order and social order. The spiritual order, the spiritual with Brahmana, Chitra, Vaishya, Shudra, and also Brahmacharya, Grahastha, then Vanapastha and Sannyasa. That is called spiritual order. Here, so both one should follow this one. And why follow by following the Varnashram system properly? What he will achieve? He will not achieve the love of the Godhead. That's very clear. By Varnashram system, the only for come to the platform wherein he can go to the level of the further. That means you can attain the Lord of Godhead. This Varnashram system really help us. That means basically Varnashram is a platform. From there you can jump. You can see in the swimming, they go to the platform, then they jump. Like that. The Varnashram system is such a nice platform where you can jump to the spiritual world actually. So when you follow this Varnashram system, you can really jump to the spiritual world. Yeah. Then after that, here is mentioned as Vyasayatmika Buddhi. The Bhagavad Gita also says Vyasayatmika Buddhi, Eko Eva Kuru Nandana. Bhusha Buddhi Vyasayana. That means one should be resolute determination in the carrying of the order of the spiritual master and also Supreme Lord. Here Vishnu Chakra taken order. He says, Vishnu Chakra says here, your spiritual master order is like a life and soul of the devotees. What is spiritual master says, devotees should accept as it is. There is no plus and minus, no question to be asked. Same time, you can see best example is our Srila Prabhupada. And he got so much inspired from the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. When he met him, that Ulta Danga junction is there. Now he can do a nice temple is there in the Bhakti Vinod Asam. So in that, he met Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he implemented each and everything, in this life very nicely. And he has, everybody knows the success story of Srila Prabhupada. Same time, whatever Varnashram we follow, it should be ultimately related to attaining Supreme Lord. So Bhagavatam says, the one first chapter, first canto, second sloka number 13, that is Ata Pumbi Dvija Shrestha Varnashram Vibhaksha Tamitishtasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshana. That means you follow so many things. You nicely follow the Varnashram system and follow rules and regulation. Ultimately, result should be Haritoshanam. The Hari should be satisfied. That means overbestiming the twice born. It is therefore concluded that highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties that prescribe one's own occupation according to the caste division and order of the life is to please the Supreme Person of Godhead. That means whichever caste you follow, whichever varnashram you follow, unless and until it satisfies the Supreme Lord, then it is no use. Like Duryodhana was there. Duryodhana was a very good ruler. There's no complaint about Duryodhana rule. He was not displaying any citizens. Same time, what is missing? The Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema was missing. Hari is not satisfied. That's why you could face all the problems. Here, this purport was very nicely writes actually. Satisfaction of the Supreme Person Godhead is a criteria for the perfection. The institution of Dharma, Varnashra Dharma, is for the systematic development of the transcendental knowledge. The goal of life, not to become great producer of material necessities, but to become a perfect human beings. This perfection is achieved by satisfying the Supreme Lord. One should not be dissatisfied with this position, but should try to improve into the God consciousness. That means one should. This is a perfect knowledge actually. Systematic. That one ashram system help us to get the systematic development of the transcendental knowledge. So this is the purpose of one ashram system. Like here, King Prithu Maharaj, he also purport is written as a king. Prithu Maharaj also ordered by the Lord Vishnu to keep himself always aloof from the activities of the bodily situations. The bodily situation demands so many things, so many requirements will be there, but one should aloof from it. You should not give so much importance to the bodily demands. At the same time, what he should do is always engage always in the service of the Lord and thus keep himself in the liberated state. That means who all think about the Lord 24 hours, they are already in the stage of liberation. So here the word Buddha Suruda is positive verse, previous verse is explained here. One can fully remain in the intimate connection with the Supreme Lord directly or receive the orders from his bona fide representative of the spiritual master and execute the order sincerely. One keeps aloof from the activities of the body. That means just to do one thing, that is you execute the order of the spiritual master sincerely. What is sincere is very important. When you do the order of the spiritual master sincerely, that means you are already aloof from the body, activities of the body. That means bodily activity you do it, but it's never affected by your devotion service. So it's a very important point actually. Then further still our right, the Lord help us, giving us direction how to act in a devotion service and thus advance in the path of back to Godhead. His instruction is outwardly in the form of spiritual master. Therefore, one should not accept the spiritual master as an ordinary human being. So this is the actual purpose, right? That means whatever spiritual master is there, you should not himself treat as an ordinary human. You should not bring him to our level. He's like an Uttamadhikari. You should never come to our level. So we should always think you should not give should not treat him as ordinary human beings. At the same time, it's written in Shrimad Bhagavatam sloka reference, he gives here. That is 11th canto, 17th chapter, sloka number 27. Acharyam mam vijaniyam na avamanyeta karichit na mrityu buddha asuyeta sarvadeha mayo guruhu. That is, sloka says, that acharyam mam vijanitam. That means one should know the acharya is the Supreme Person of Godhead and is and at the same time na amanyeta karichit. That means one should not discourage him, one should not disrespect him. Okay. Na martya. You should not think he is an ordinary human being. Also, buddhaya asuyeta. That means one should not get jealous about the Supreme Lord. So this is the instruction given by Lord Krishna. It is very, very important. Actually. One should know that Acharya as myself, never disrespect him anyway. One should not envy him, thinking as an ordinary man or is a representative of all the demigods. So this is a very important instruction. It comes in fact, net of devotion also. The same instruction comes in instruction number 6. Rupa Goswami says, net of instruction number 6. You can show in that screen, Mataji. दृष्टे स्वभाव जनितेर्वपुश्चा दोषेर ना प्रकटत्वम् इह भक्त जनस्य पश्येत् गंगावासं न कलो बुद्ध फेन पंकेर ब्रह्मा द्रवत्वम् अपगच्छति नीरधर्मे. That means says that can anybody read that full para?
Hare Krishna, Meenakshi Mataji.
Yeah.
Is it translation, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandapranam. Being situated in his original Krishna consciousness position, A pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee, but despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the water of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam and mud. The Ganges waters do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganges without considering the condition of the water. Hare Krishna.
So this is the instruction actually. That means that spiritual master outside look, one should not give any importance because it's very, very dangerous. If you give the outside look and if you start judging, that is the biggest blunder one can do it. So what you have to do, spiritual masters, it is always is in Uttam Adhikari, is always in transcendental position and is a representative of the direct representative person of Godhead. This all things should understand, and you have to do only you have to gather information, how to get the knowledge from the spiritual master. And the comparison given like, Ganges, Ganga water. Ganga water always pure in it, never get polluted. But people who think, they externally they judge. Ganga water like that, Ganga water like this. But you should see, we should have divine eyes to see that divine river actually. For example, when you go to the Vrindavan, so Vrindavan Yamuna river is like, if you go some summer season, like you can see exactly gutter water. And you can see all the snakes and everything. But it should have divine eyes to see the river as a Ganga Yamuna river as a Yamuna river. You should have developed the love for the Lord, and if you see that divine vision, you should see that river. The same way, it's written that here Srila Prabhupada writes, the people write like Goswami. Goswamis, they are not born actually. Goswamis are becoming, by doing the proper sadhana and everything, doing Vaidya sadhana bhakti and all these things, you come to the level of Goswami. But at the same time, Rupa Goswami says, like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they're all basically they're like, they're Malech, they're working under Malechas. In fact, the name also changed. Rupa Goswami was the Dabir Kasa and Sakara Malik. They Sanatana Goswami, Sakara Malik. So like that, the name also changed, but they feel so low. They did not go to enter the Jagannath Mandir also. They did not go to Jagannath Mandir. Because they say, no, you're not supposed to go to the Jagannath Mandir because you work under Malechas. Like that, they had feelings. So these great Goswamis, basically they are Malechas, but still they nicely do the devotional service under the guidance of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they attain the level of name Goswamis. That's why they say the Goswami title is not hereditary. The word Goswami refers to the one who controls the senses and who is master of the senses. Only the our spiritual master, he can call him as a Goswami because how to control the senses. Anytime he's always absorbed in the Krishna's Leela. For example, my spiritual master is Holiness Japatak Guru Maharaj, and if you read his day-to-day, you send every day notes. You send it. I got of this. I do this exercise, this that exercise, and if he sees a sleeping time is very little. And even though you have such a bodily condition, you have such a bad body, so many problems in body, but still he never misses reading the Srila Prabhupada books. Every day reads Chaitanya Charitamrita, every day reads the slokas. He completed his Bhakti Shakti, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta also. Just imagine. And for us, doing Bhakti Vaibhav is a big task. For me, it took almost 4 years to complete Bhakti Vaibhav. But Guru Maharaj, such a short time, and he did Bhakti Vaibhav and also he completed Bhakti Vedanta. So this is one should get the motivate from the Guru Maharaj. He's so much such a bodily condition. He's always aloof from all his bodily conditions. This is exactly this sloka says. The example I've given earlier, the businessman going in a car. Businessman is going in a car, he knows everything about the car, how much petrol it takes, how much speed it takes, how much money he spends, everything he knows about the car. But still inside the car, he's not bothered with the car. He just only think about his business. How to do business very nicely, all that. Like that, same way, devotees also, even though they got a lot of material difficulties, they should not think, I am stuck with this problem, stuck with that problem. So nothing like that. Nothing, bhakti is always independent. You can do the bhakti at any moment, any place, any circumstance. It is nothing like that, controlling something like that. So you can do the bhakti. Same way, a devotee is not controlled by the senses, but the control of the but is a control of the senses. See, consequently, he is called as Swami or Goswami, even though he may not born in the Goswami family. So this is an important point. In fact, I remember one of the incidents when Srila Prabhupada came to India. That time, some of the devotees, they went to Vrindavan. They went to different temples like, the Radha Damodar temple and Bankavihari and other temples. They went Vrindavan. So one of the temples, that Pujari, he was very much impressed with all the white people and Shikha, and they came to darshan of the temple. And he said, and while giving prasadam, he told, he put the nice bhakti, so that, he'll born as a Pujari in next birth. Like that he told this Prabhupada's disciples. And Prabhupada was very much impressed. Hey, we become Pujari of such a famous temple in Vrindavan. And they were very happy. And they came back to the Srila Prabhupada and they told Srila Prabhupada, so this Pujari was telling us, next birth I can become Pujari, in that temple. When I born in that Brahmana family, then I become Pujari. And Srila Prabhupada got very upset. How can a person talk like that? Because what a Krishna Conscious teaches, who are conditioned, whichever condition they are, so they can come to the taking the devotion theory, they can straight away come to the Shuddha Sattva Guna, and they can go back to the Godhead. And what Srila Prabhupada will do one thing, go and tell them, so let him also continue devotion service, so that then next time he'll born in America and distribute my books. That's what he told Srila Prabhupada to these people. Basically, this, if you summarize this particular verse, that means a guru or a devotee may appear to have material infections, but one should not see it's a material vision. Should not see the defect in material vision. And secondly, the Ganges water always remaining pure, and muddy and flumy also. Same time, spiritual purity of the Vaishnava is never lost. Like that, the spiritual purity of Vaishnava is always pure and it will never lost. And judging guru by external appearance is offensive. It's also a very important point. Right after that, Shilpa further writes, if you follow the instructions of the spiritual master and execute devotions to the Lord, you remain always free from the contamination of the body and material activities. And our life will be successful. That's what Shilpa writes. And after that, then the sloka says, the one should maintain equanimity. The sloka says that means the sloka translation writes, my dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equipoised and treat people equally. That means this is one of the biggest challenge everybody is facing, especially devotees also. How to be equipoised? Here says one has to equipoise. That means the sloka says that means you should always maintain in the mental balance. That means when the distress and happiness, matra sarcha sukha, happiness and distress, one should always equipoise. You should tolerate and you should always engage in the devotional service. This is called equipoise. So here I can give some of the examples. Like in our Puranas, and you can see the Ramayana. Lord Ramchandra was, one of the best example equipoise. When you heard the news that you're going to be a king of Ayodhya, Kaushala, and he was very much, he didn't get any happiness, or he was very pleasing, always smiling, that's all. Then later on, in a very short time, he got the news, go to the Kaikeyi house, Kaikeyi is calling. And Kaikeyi went there, she had so much love for Lord Ramchandra, just because the mantra she spoiled Kaikeyi, and as a result, Kaikeyi became so bad. So that's the solution is very important, actually. Then what Kaikeyi did, Kaikeyi, she told Ramchandra, go to the forest, and I want a kingdom to go to my son. That only 1 or 2 or 12 years. And Ramchandra was nicely speaking, Hare Baba, for that he takes so much trouble. Why you have to be upset? Okay, I'll do it. And he same Ramchandra, when coming to the Kaustubha palace, and all the citizens are celebrating, looking at Ramchandra. But Ramchandra also remained calm, quiet, just smiling at everybody. And did not know what exactly happened inside the palace. Even though Ramchandra was going to just imagine, today you're going to be king and tomorrow you're in the forest. What's their condition? Just imagine that situation also, Ramchandra remained equipoised and he did not get disturbed at all. Same time, when you can see the Lord Shiva's instructions, Lord Shiva and the Daksha Prajapati, same the canto number 4th canto, 2nd chapter, where the Daksha Prajapati criticizes Shiva left and right. Because when what happened, Daksha Prajapati came to that sacrificial arena, that time each and everybody got up and respected Daksha Prajapati, because he's like direct representative of the Manu, Daksha Prajapati, and Daksha Prajapati got up. At the same time, 2 people did not get up. One is Brahmaji, because he's a father of Daksha. Second one, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, you are totally transcendental position. You are meditating on the Super Soul, Supreme Lord. He did not get up. But this Daksha Prajapati got so much offended. And then he started cursing Lord Shiva. Then the counter curse took place by Nandi curse Lord Shiva, Daksha Prajapati, and again they curse each other. Too much curses are going on. But Lord Shiva was totally sitting and calm, quiet, and nothing has happened. At the end, what he did, just got up and went away. He did not bother at all in what's happened, because it's not affecting, because he's not in the bad fault in fact. He's totally engaged in the Supreme Person Godhead Seva. Same way you can see in the Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj, you can see the canto 9 it comes. In the canto 9, Amrish Maharaj Katha. Amrish Maharaj totally he was equipoised. He was not at all disturbed in the Durvasa gave on the Rakshasa. And he just folded hand. Lord, it's your wish. I fully surrendered him. Whatever you want, he can do it. This was the mood of Amrish Maharaj. And ultimately, very well, he was protected by the Lord's Sudarshan Chakra. So like that, the Prathu Maharaj also, Lord is telling, you should be equipoised. Of course, Prathu Maharaj is already equipoised, but still, Lord gives instructions, you should equipoise and say, take care of the children, take care of your prajas, that will come in next coming slokas, how to take care of the prajas. Like that, you can see, there are so many examples of, like Yudhishthira Maharaj. He's also one of the best examples of equipoise. He's called Akinchana Gochar. One of the best example of Yudhishthira Maharaj is called Akinchana Gochar. Akinchana Gochar means materially impoverished. That means he had all the kingdom, wealth, and everything was there. But he is thinking, this wealth does not belong to me. It all belongs to the Supreme Lord Krishna. That's why he was ruling the kingdom on the basis of that principle, Akinchana Gochar. And also one of the last stories I can like to tell, Ranti Deva. Ranti Deva comes in Shrimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, chapter number 21. In that also, Ranti Deva is a great deity to the Lord Vishnu. And he is doing a lot of dana and everything he is doing. Such a great personality. And one day, first of 48 days, just imagine 48 days. And then ultimately, you want to break the fast with some excellent food made with the ghee and some drinking water. Then what happened, when the Brahmana came and he said, I did not eat for so many days, please give me the food. What Ranti Deva did, he make the food half 50-50 and 50 part he gave it to the Brahmana. The Brahmana took the food and went away. And he was about to eat another part of the 50%. Then suddenly one Shudra came. Shudra came, what he said, he also same, I did not eat, I'm feeling hungry, please give me food. He made again that another 25% he gave to that Shudra. Then after some times, one more person came, he's a guest, and he liked the dogs. He said, no, my dogs did not eat food for a long time, please give me food, please. Then again, what he did, another 20% remaining, he gave him. After that, then he about to drink the water. Then after that, when about to drink the water, again, one more person came. He said, no, I want to drink the water. I'm feeling so much thirst. Give me the water. He gave the water also. Just imagine, he fasted over 48 hours. Tomorrow or Pandana Nijal Ekadasham. The duty is conditioned to see the next day morning. So they're totally there. That time you understand what is the resumption up to Kamteya. What is the taste of the water will come to know only day after tomorrow. When you take the first sip. Like that. Then Krishna, you can see the Krishna in that water. So like that. So this is the Ranti Deva glory. Then basically it's all the various Devatas. They came in the form of Chandala and Shudra and all these things. And they wanted to test Ranti Deva, and he was given very special benediction. And he was given a very special service of the Supreme. He was interested in the confidential service by Supreme Person of Godhead. So this is the story of Ranti Deva. So that's why our devotee's life also, you get a lot of trouble, a lot of problems. Everything is very common, you get it. Same time, if you follow these two slokas, sloka number 12 and 13, that means one should be equipoised and also not get disturbed by happiness and distress. So in this way, by 12 slokas, you can really come out with all the difficulties of life. You can really engage ourselves in night devotional service. And by telling this one, I close my class today. It's once again, thank you very much for ICF Bangalore for giving this opportunity. It's a wonderful to read Shrimad Bhagavatam, and thank you, Mataji, once again for giving this opportunity to read again. And anybody got any clarification, you can ask. And otherwise, I'll close the class. In fact, today my father-in-law's death anniversary is there. I got to go to that function actually, 10:30. So I just I kept repeat close class early. You're till 10 minutes in a rand. Anything is that, please begin. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Devotees, if you have any doubts, please raise your hands. I don't think there are any questions, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. 1 minute, Mataji.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you said a shloka where you said the biggest calamity is forgetting Lord Vishnu and something, this is in Sanskrit you said, which meant that the biggest vipada is forgetting Lord Narayana.
I'll repeat,
Yeah, please,
Mataji.
Prabhuji, please.
Then you can continue your question. That is, sloka says, Ipado Neima Ipada. Very simple sloka. Ipado Neima Ipada. Sampado Neima Sampada. That no calamity like, misfortune or not really misfortune. Fortune or not really fortunes. Vipada Vishnu Vismaran. If you forget the Vishnu, that is called Vipada. Vipada, Vishnu Vismaran. Sampada, Narayana Smriti. If you're really fortunate is remembering Lord Narayana. So this is a slow question. If you have doubt, you can continue. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. I needed the shloka. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mataji. Nice Udupi Krishna Darshan also. I'm going every day at temple and I am just saying Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Suma Mataji, you can answer.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
pranams.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, how does one, the devotee come to like offended somebody? How can he come to know Prabhuji in bhakti? Like, is it
No.
material distress that he faces?
No. Mataji, can
how
you please repeat the first sentence? I missed that because there's some voice breaking was it.
Hare Krishna. How does the devotee come to know that he has offended somebody or any Vaishnava? Because after coming to bhakti, when sometimes the bhakti will be very smooth, and all of a sudden, all his bhakti, keeps fluctuating. We won't be able to do it in the same way like before. And also, along with that, he will be materially distressed also. So, how does one come to know, Prabhuji? Is it
First of all,
material distress he faces?
Yeah. First of all, direct impact is in chanting. When you do the morning chanting, if you do chanting very smoothly means your last 24 hours have gone very nicely, you've done very sattva-guna is there. That is one understand. That means your chanting goes very smoothly. That means chanting is disturbed. That means mind is full of so many things. That means understand, you had something went wrong in your life. And basically, it said that, in the devotional service, normally if you offend the Vaishnavas, the Vaishnava Apara they call it, offend the Vaishnava, normally direct impact is on devotion service. That means you directly impact. That means you cannot do that devotion very nicely. And once Rupa Goswami was very nicely meditating, he was doing the Leela of, Radha Krishna. And so happened that Rupa Goswami was laughing while watching the Leela. And suddenly the Leela went off in this dream, not dream, in his mind. And suddenly he realized why this went off. Because normally he used to enjoy that Leela. Rupa was sitting at this one. And after that, he was not able to concentrate on the focus on the sadhana. Then he asked his Sanatana Goswami, his brother, what exactly went wrong? And Sanatana Goswami says, because he just found out maybe he must have offended some Vaishnava. And do one thing, tomorrow you do the feasting the whole villages and call everybody. And if one person doesn't come, means he must have offended. And same thing happened actually. He called everybody came. One person who was lame, he did not come. And what exactly happened is when he was dreaming and he was laughing, that means that time the layman was passing in front of him. What layman thought, this man is laughing at me because I'm walking not properly. Just laughing at me. Like that he thought. Like that thought came. Suddenly it affected Rupa Goswami's, that meditation, Supreme Lord, pastimes. So like that. So anything happens by knowingly, unknowingly. So it happens that our devotion gets disturbed. At the same time, you should always beg your Guru Maharaj. I'm going to chant and also pray to the Lord. I'm going to do my chanting. Please allow me to chant well and forgive me all my mistakes. That forgiveness one should ask every day. The best part is, you should attend the Guru Arti. Sing the Guru Arti. If you're not in the temple, at least sing your own Guru Arti and beg for the forgiveness from the Lord every time, Guru Maharaj. So in this way, you can continue your devotion service very nicely. So basically, one should be there in the Sattva-guna. Same time, should always make sure that throughout the day in Sattva-guna, so that your chanting goes very smoothly. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, is it only the chanting that one does in the Sattva Guna shows that he has not fallen down or he has not offended any Vaishnava?
It's not like that.
His chanting.
Yeah, chanting the first thing you can recognize because that is the first thing you do in the morning. So that means you should realize, okay, so I'm not in Sattva-guna. So chanting it effective means you're not in Sattva-guna. That's why throughout the day you should make sure that it's like 22 hours effort. You can see 2 hours chanting. That means 22 hours you nicely carry on your devotion service, you nicely do your Sattva-guna, and then it will affect 2 days your 2 hours chanting. It's like recently IPL closed at the same time, how much preparation they do? They play only for 2 or 3 hours. But 2 or 3 hours, how much preparation they do? Like the same way, our chanting also you have to do throughout the day. You should prepare very nicely, and chanting goes very smoothly. Especially when you read the Shrimad Bhagavatam, our chanting goes very nicely. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Shall I end the session with the prayer?
Shloka is from Bhagavatam only, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. It's the sloka 1 minute. It's not Bhagavatam sloka, I think. It is. I read it from its old name.
I think it is. Is it from Sharanagati, Prabhuji?
Some other books, yeah. It is. I don't
Yeah,
have
sure,
reference, but
Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
because I had taken from
I'll
the book.
find it out. I'll search.
I was reading that Maharashtra Swami Goswami's one lecture. In that I got this sloka actually. So he did not give the reference
Okay,
that
Prabhuji.
sloka actually. Hare Krishna.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Pranams.
Prabhuji, shall we enter?
Matajis and
with the prayer
Prabhujis, I please request all of you to stay back for a second. I have a small announcement to make. Narayani Mataji has requested that all of us pray for Navkeshwari Mataji's husband, whose kidneys have started deteriorating in function in the last 2 weeks. It has become 30% in functioning. So let's all pray for Prabhu's speedy recovery by chanting Hare Krishna mantra 3 times.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Shall I end the session with the prayer, Prabhuji?
Please go ahead.
Tarpescha, Kripa Sindhubhyo Cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo,
Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo,
Vaishnavendra
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Grantaraj,
Grantaraj
Bhagavatam ki.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna to
Thank you,
all.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams, Mataji.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.